Hi everyone, it's your girl Giselle Diaz back with another video, which is going to be a part 1 of 2 in regards to my Bbl experience. Bbl is a Brazilian butt lift surgery, so if you're interested in hearing my story, then keep watching, but make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. So before we get started, I just wanted to give a quick disclaimer. Everything that I'm going to be speaking about is my personal experience, my story of what I went through, what I remember, my advice to everyone. I am in no way, shape, or form trying to convince anyone to have surgery. So if you're against plastic surgery, you do not want to watch this video. Also, I am not a medical professional in regards to a doctor, a nurse, or anything of that sort. I do work in a plastic surgery's office, but I work in the front office. I do not work in the back with the doctors, and my job has no connection to where I went for surgery or the doctor that I went to have my surgery done. So there is no connection. So now that I got that out the way, I been wanting to have a BBL, also known as Brazilian butt lift surgery, for years. I was always naturally built without curves, excuse me. I didn't have hips. I did not have much booty. I wasn't completely, entirely flat. But I definitely did not have what I considered to be a nice Latina booty.
I like big butts and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. When a girl
So I've always wanted to have the surgery before it even was out there, where everyone was getting it done and talking about it, before it was so popular and all over, you know, Instagram and the pictures and well, Kim K, she's been out there forever, and Nicki Minaj and all that. It wasn't before their time, but I want to say about 9 years ago, maybe 8-9 years ago, I did go for a consultation here in the city, and I actually went with my mother, and I can't remember the doctor's name, it was so long ago, but we basically had a consultation. Back at that time, I was very slim. I did not have much fat, because with that surgery, they do liposuction fat from one or more areas and inject that fat into your booty. There is no silicone or anything like that that is used. So I went to the consultation. I was very slim, so I wasn't really a candidate to have liposuction and fat transferred into my booty. So the doctor was suggesting for me to have butt implants put in, which is made of silicone. I wasn't a big fan of that. I didn't want silicone in my booty. I didn't want that really super fake look, and there were a lot of more risks associated with that surgery. So I just took the information, ran with it. I never returned back. I didn't do anything with that doctor. And about 6 years, excuse me, later, I thought, why not now? I mean, I had the money. For me, it just felt like the right time, and I started doing my research. I did meet someone that did also have the surgery done, and she told me about who she went to, where she went. You know, I had a whole bunch of questions. I was so excited to meet someone that actually had it done, and she gave me so much information. She was so helpful. I'm not gonna give her name or who she is or anything like that, but thank you if you're watching this video, because you were a tremendous help. So after speaking with her, it gave me a boost of confidence even more to go and look further into it, because I know it was done safe with her. She had good results and everything like that. So I started doing my research, aside from researching the doctor that I went to, and his name is Sergio Alvarez, and he's located in Miami. He does have a clinic called Mia Aesthetics. I did my research on him. I did my research on his clinic. I did research on the procedure itself, how it worked, how it's performed, the time it takes, the risks, the financial aspect of it. I went to the website Real Self. That's a great surgical page. They help you with a lot of questions that you have. There's surgeons that do respond to questions you have. They will answer you directly. You can get a lot of information from other dolls, which is what we're considered in the surgical community, from a lot of dolls that have had the surgery themselves or had some sort of an experience. They will help you with that as well. My doctor, again, Sergio Alvarez, is a board certified surgeon. Always make sure to go with a board certified surgeon. I can't stress that enough. You don't want to go to just anyone that, even if they had performed 1,000, 2,000 of these BBL procedures, but if they're not board certified, do not risk the chance just because their price is lower. You don't want to risk your life regardless of how bad you want the surgery. Make sure, you check their qualifications, look at their CVs, which is basically like a resume for doctors. Research as much as you can. Now, because my surgeon is located in Miami, we did a virtual consultation. I was heavier at this time. Again, this is like 6 years after I went to the other consultation. So I had to be, I want to say like 10, 15 pounds heavier. I was about 135 pounds at the time of me contacting the surgeon. So I lied a little bit about my weight because I was worried that they would deny me for the surgery. Excuse me. I just ate some macaroni and cheese that I made, and so now I'm like burping. So I contacted them via email and they responded back pretty quickly. After that, they told me that I had to fill out like a little form and answer a couple of questions. I sent them front, back, and side profile photos to make sure that it was considered an appropriate candidate. They replied back that I was a great candidate. I think I sent it to them in the evening, and then the next day they replied that I was a good candidate. I did lie and say I was 142 pounds and that I was going to gain a couple more pounds because I was so worried about being denied. But they said that my weight was fine. But of course, I was so paranoid that I wasn't going to be heavy enough that I gained a few more pounds before surgery. So I had booked my surgery in December. It was like a Christmas gift to myself. I booked my surgery in December and I scheduled it for April. So I scheduled it 4 months before I had the surgery done. They do ask for, I believe it's a 10% deposit. I'm not gonna give the pricing yet of what I paid for that surgeon until the end of this video, but I gave my 10% deposit and I paid that over the phone. I did my surgery about, I think I just made 2 years. That's so crazy. I didn't even realize that. I just made 2 years. So if my memory is not all there, excuse me, but my memory is already terrible. So I had my surgery done 2 years ago. At that time, it was 10% deposit to hold a date for your surgery. I had to fill out a bunch of papers over the phone, online, through email, sign a contract, all that good stuff. And of course you need to get a medical clearance before your surgery to make sure that you're healthy and that everything goes safe when you have the surgery. So with doing my research, I also researched things that I need when I go to surgery. Aside from always speaking to my friend about what she used, what went to waste, what she should have had, I still did my research, and there were so many things that I needed. Keep in mind, it is so important that when you're really serious about having the surgery, if you have a few months before your surgery, I would suggest from that time, start buying everything that you need, because it's a pretty long list, and financially you spend a lot of money. You spend so much money, so much more than what you think you're gonna spend. I spent, aside from the actual price of my surgery, I spent an additional, I wanna say $3,000, and that was for supplies. Actually, it was more than that, an additional $4,000, I want to say, and that was for supplies, that was for plane fare, that was for the recovery home I stood at, fajas, massages. There's a lot that goes into this. This surgery is considered a major surgery. It kicks your ass. But I'm gonna give you more information on if I'm happy about it, and how I feel about my results and so on and so forth. But back to the items that you need. There are many videos that say you need like 100+ items. You don't need all of those. There are many items that you would need that I suggest for you to get and recommend, but don't go crazy. I think the main items that was so useful to me were the wee pads, which is the dog pads. I don't know whatever else they call them, because you will leak a lot after surgery. You have a lot of fluids that come out of your open incisions. Urinal, female urinal, that thing saved my life. If I didn't have that, I don't know what I would have done. The faja that you purchase does have, and I'm all over the place, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to remember everything all at one time. So the faja that you will eventually purchase does have a hole in the middle, which is where your private area is. That's the hole that you're going to use to put your urinal in, and you pee standing up. You cannot sit, you cannot put pressure on your butt. The struggles is real. It's all the way 100 real. What else? So that's the wee pads, the urinal. You have to have Tylenol with you. You cannot take ibuprofen, Motrin, anything like that. You do not want to have excess bleeding. What else did I bring? You need compression socks. Compression socks avoids blood clots, which is something that happens often after surgery if you do not follow directions. Other than that, you will not have any problems. You need slides. Remember, Miami is really hot, and I'm sure a lot of the countries that do this surgery outside of the US, they're hot as well. So you can wear slides with no problem. You cannot bend down. You cannot put force on anything. You cannot pull and push and do any of that stuff. So you have to make your life as easy as possible. I also purchased a bunch of granny panties because your butt is gonna be bigger, and with that, you're super swollen. Like, you're not gonna fit your old underwears. Toss that in the garbage. That's a forever goodbye. So extreme swelling, you need big granny panties. You're not even gonna care about trying to look cute because you're gonna be so uncomfortable and exhausted because the sleeping is just pretty much non-existent for a while. What else? A lot of summer dresses. Loose, again, everything you buy larger sizes. Loose, comfortable summer dresses. I did not bring any spandex. I didn't bring anything tight. I didn't bring any jeans. I brought summer dresses, and I believe I brought like 2 pairs of sweats for the airport. What else? A BBL pillow. You absolutely need a BBL pillow. You cannot sit on your butt. The doctors, I guess it depends on what doctor you go with, but my doctor said after 6 weeks, I believe it was, you can sit a couple minutes at a time directly on your butt. Other than that, you had to use your BBL pillow. The longer you go without sitting, the better the results, because you do not want to kill your fat cells. Naturally, I believe 30 to 40, about 40% of your fat cells, and again, these are not 100% facts. This is what I was told, this is what I read, and this is what I experienced. About, I want to say 30%. There's a lot of people that say 40, 50%. Mine was about 30%, excuse me, of my fat cells that did die, which again, I didn't do anything wrong that caused that. That is something that naturally happens. So you definitely need that BBL pillow. I did not sit for 3 months.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And I only took 2 weeks off of work. So that was really, 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 really difficult.
Like, you don't know how good it is and how fortunate you are to be able to sit until you do something like this. Not being able to sit caused my legs to swell.
I did go back to work again after 2 weeks, so I dealt with patients standing up. It was the most awkward thing ever, standing up at a desk on the computer, leaned over, typing things. I mean, it was so crazy. But I was determined. If I spent that much money and I was going through all of this and the discomfort and not being able to sit and all this other stuff, I wanted the best results ever. I was trying to be as smart as possible. So you're gonna also spend money on fajas. You have your stage 1 faja, which you can purchase with your doctor. Usually they have packages for that. I did that with my doctor. I got an additional package that included my faja, the BBL pillow, which was terrible, to be honest. I ended up buying another pillow through the recovery home I stayed at. What else? The compression socks came in the package, and that was pretty much it. So you get your stage 1 faja from your doctor. Your stage 2 faja, I bought 2 weeks after, which is when I was able to switch out. I believe it was 2 weeks, a week and a half, 2 weeks. Your first faja is going to be measured in your doctor's office. That one is kind of loose fitting. It's not tight because again, you're going to be very swollen. So don't expect for it to be like tight on you. That comes with the second or third faja if you go that far. So first faja, I had no problem. It was good. It did its job. After my swelling went down, not even after the swelling went down, because the swelling doesn't go down for 6 months to a year, but after the surgery, the faja, like I felt like day after day, it just got more and more loose. So I did purchase my second faja in the Bronx, Fordham Road actually. They had like a faja store, and they measured me and they put this super tight faja. I couldn't breathe. I was scared I was gonna damage my skin. And they told me that's what I had to wear, so I followed their instructions. It worked out. It did, you know, I shrunk over time, therefore the faja got loose over time. So I got 2 fajas total. I didn't buy 3 and 4, and I didn't do all that extra stuff. And if you want to tighten your second faja, if it gets that loose, you can always have it taken in by a tailor, take it to the dry cleaners, and do that if you want to save money. And a faja is a garment, sorry about that. What else did I need? I brought gauze to go over the open incisions. I brought tape to hold, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I brought tape to hold the gauze in place. What else? I do want to quickly mention that I did try out arnica tablets about 5 days prior to surgery, which I took daily up until the day of surgery, and it helps with bruising and swelling, and it worked so well for me. I know we all bruise differently, but when comparing my bruising to the other girls in the recovery home, the difference was amazing. So it definitely worked for me. I 100% recommend. I did get my hair done before surgery, so I didn't have to worry about lifting my arms because you're so sore. It's so difficult to do anything. Your entire body hurts. So I did get my hair done, so I didn't have to worry about washing it right after surgery. You have to buy Bbl soap. Happy Cleanse, I think, is the other one that a lot of people recommend. That's like they're both antibacterial soaps to make sure you don't get any infection. So I bought Bbl soap. I showered the night before surgery and washed every inch of my body as well as possible. And I used that for about 2 weeks after surgery to make sure my incisions were 100% closed to avoid any infection. I bought a lot of extra creams, and a lot of people say take vitamins and iron and all that stuff. I didn't need any of that. When my medical clearance came back, I was fine. I was healthy, so I didn't take any additional things. Again, everyone is different, so if you have low iron and the doctor tells you to take iron pills, if you have to take vitamin pills, then you do that according to what your doctor tells you. What else? Make sure you have money for your cabs. Whether you go with someone and you rent a car, or if you're gonna Uber. I went alone to Miami the first couple of days, so I want to say I was in Miami for about 4 days by myself, and then my husband and sister-in-law came and met me there, and we stayed a few more days after. But I felt comfortable staying in a recovery home because I felt like we didn't know exactly what to expect. So I wanted a professional that was familiar on how to take care of someone recovering from this kind of surgery. So I chose a recovery home. I went to iMermaids in Miami. They do provide pickup from the airport, from a Miami airport, or they will drive to Fort Lauderdale airport, which is what I did. That did actually save me some money. I bought my plane ticket going one way, and I think it was like, I caught it on, was it JetBlue for like 75 bucks from Fort Lauderdale. So that's what I did. And then I bought a second ticket going home from also, I think it was, I don't remember if it was JetBlue or Delta. Delta is my favorite airline, but I think it was JetBlue that I came back in. And that was like maybe $150, $160, something like that. Again, the recovery house will pick you up. They picked me up from the airport, and I did get a suite. I did want to be alone. I didn't want to share a room with other girls. I knew that a lot of times I would be naked or struggling to get dressed or undressed. I didn't want to be in pain. I didn't know if I was going to be crying. I didn't want to be in that type of state of mind and share a room with someone else that I didn't know. So I paid a little extra to have a private suite, which included my own private bathroom as well. Everyone else had to share rooms and had to share the bathroom. Call me bougie if you want, but that's just me. I wanted to be as comfortable as possible. I did not want to have to worry about anything other than recovering from surgery. I did pay, I believe it was almost $800 for like 4 days, and they provide, again, pickup to the airport, to and from. I didn't need them to take me to the airport because, again, my husband picked me up from the recovery house and we stayed at a hotel after. But to and from the airport, to and from your pre-op appointments, to and from your surgery, the day of the surgery. I believe it's 2 post-op appointments they take you to. If you have any massages, you have to pay for that. The cab ride to and from, they don't take you there. They do offer in-house massages at the recovery home. I should have done that. I didn't. I scheduled it at the clinic I went to for surgery. But they also provide all your meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, or your snacks. They help you with your medication. They will pick up your medication for you if you need it. They will change your dressing initially if you need help showering, if you need help cleaning your booty. You have to wake up, I think it was every hour or every 2 hours. You have to get up and walk around and make laps around the house or the living room. Anyway, and that's to prevent blood clots. So they help tremendously with that. You know, and during all this process, you're in touch with the clinic that you're having surgery with. They call you, they make sure you got to Miami. They don't do surgery the day of arriving to Miami because I think it changes your blood pressure when you fly, so they wait for the next day to do the surgery. So I think I flew in on a Sunday. My surgery was on a Monday, so I had surgery Monday, and my pre-op was also that day because they're not open on Sundays. So I had my pre-op, I met the doctor, we spoke about everything. I filled out what felt like 1,000,000 pages of paperwork. I paid the remaining balance of my surgery, spoke with the anesthesiologist. Like, things got real after that. But before that, I did have my prescription sent to the pharmacy. My insurance information was given to the girls at the recovery home, and Sasha was the girl that took care of me at the recovery home. Shout out to Sasha, she's amazing. She picked up my medication for me, so when she picked me up from surgery, I had my painkillers, which they prescribed Percocet, and antibiotics. I think that was the only thing that they prescribed. Yeah, and mind you, I don't like Percocet, but again, I didn't know what to expect, and I heard it's very painful after surgery, so it was what it was. What else? I mean, you meet a lot of interesting people going to a recovery home. I got along with everyone. I didn't have any problems. The food was amazing. I didn't feel alone because there were other girls that I had a connection to because we were basically experiencing the same thing. And some of the girls were even there doing round 2s. So I was able to get information from them as well. Now, prior to me flying to Miami, I gained weight from December to April. I was working on gaining weight. I was so determined to have enough fat for my booty because I was not going to go through this, like I said, spending all this money and doing all this stuff and not get the results that I wanted. I was eating and eating and eating, and it got so out of hand. Like, I'm embarrassed to say, but I'm gonna keep it all the way 100, like I always say. I ate everything and anything, and I went from 135 pounds to 160 pounds. No, 155 pounds. 155. I gained 20 pounds in 4 months. Damn! That's disgusting. That is disgusting. But I'm like, oh, my booty gonna be nice, you know, they gonna take all this fat out my stomach, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna do everything I gotta do. Oh my God, baby, when I tell you, it was out of control. My clothes were already fitting different before I even went into surgery. But about a week before surgery, I was like, okay, this is too much. So I did lose weight, 5 pounds in that week, and I was 150 pounds when I went into surgery. I was pretty comfortable at that weight. I felt like, you know, my legs are always so skinny, and everybody tells me when I lose too much weight, my head look like a damn bobblehead. So I look better when I'm a little more towards the overweight side over the super skinny side. But the bad thing about that is that my arms explode. Everything is like my waist up is where I gain weight. My arms, my stomach, and my face just gets ridiculous. So that's what started to happen. So yeah, got to Miami, met everyone at the recovery home, went to have the surgery, and I had surgery, I believe it was April 9th, 2017. Yes. I met Dr. Alvarez, really good looking doctor. I met the anesthesiologist, also a really good looking man. The girls were pretty nice that worked there. They make you take a pregnancy test. I was alone, so that was a little nerve-wracking. I do like to have someone with me for things like that, or you know, just to kind of say a little prayer with me, or to just kiss goodbye, you know what I mean? I didn't have that. I did of course speak to my husband over the phone before everything, but I also was not scared. I was not scared. I was a little nervous because of what to expect after. I was not scared to have the surgery whatsoever. I was comfortable with the doctor, like I said, with my research. I'm not scared of plastic surgery, so I was confident. I was excited. I couldn't wait. The day was there. I couldn't wait that it was going down. So yeah, that was surgery day. So I'm going to just give you the price that I paid for my surgery at this point, and then in our next video I'm gonna go into my post-operative experience, and I'll show you my before and after results. Yeah, so Dr. Alvarez, again, at the time was April 2017, was $6,500. That included anesthesia, the OR fees, the surgery itself, obviously, and that's pretty much it. I had another plan attached to that, which was like an additional $250 to $300, which was for the first stage faja, the Bbl pillow, the compression socks, and I actually had another plan aside from that, which was like another couple $100 as well. I want to say $200 to $300, and that was for 3 massages. And they do the massages in the office as well. So that alone, when you add that up, that's already $7,000 minimum. And that's not including your supplies that you already purchased, your flight, your recovery home. So this is just giving you an idea of how much money you spend over time. So that was my course with Dr. Sergio Alvarez at Mia Aesthetics. I will continue this video in my second part, and again I will show you the before and after photos and all that good stuff. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching my video, and I will see you soon. Bye.